Olivia Quido is an official skincare partner of Miss USA.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in the palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, beautiful people.
Magandang
Alright.
gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Magandang lalaki po si Arvin sa inyong lahat.
Good evening
Yes.
sa inyo lahat.
Ang lalaki, kuya.
Good morning, Kuya Ed.
Mukhang may bago siyang salamin eh. Mukhang matalino.
Genius.
Genius.
Yes. And so everybody, it's time for another Tuesday tips, right? And since month ng pag-ibig, we have the Feb Ibig Feels, right, Kuya Ed?
The Fab Ibig Field.
Yeah, ngayon ko lang, nalaman ko lang yung word na yon last week.
Yeah,
Ginagamit ni Zach last week,
Right.
Feb Ibig.
Fab Ibig.
Yan, Feb Ibig Feels. And so for the whole month of February, since it's the month of love and lovers, and it's not only on the day of February 14th, Valentine's Day, but for the whole month. So every Tuesday, we're going to have our I Dream Live 91.5 and SoCal Pinoys Love Line, or like Tuesday tips for love and relationships. Right, Kuya Ed and Arvin?
Ang sarap pakinggan.
Yep, new show.
New show. Yeah, this is our very new show. So this is our second show. We had one last week and a lot of people messaged me and they said, they wanted back because they want to hear something different, like different perspectives on love and relationships.
Yeah.
And if you're watching live, hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. And this is actually a call-in show. So you can phone in, you can call us anonymously. Like you don't have to tell us who you are, what your name is, and where you're from. As long as you're 18 and over, you can call anonymously and the number on our screen. And yeah, you could just call us and we have very special guests who are going to answer your questions about love and relationships. Ayun no, si Kuya Ed, tsaka si Arvin, mga experts yan. Diba?
Lalo na to. Yan. People lang
mga
yan.
experts
Lang
is
yan.
love and relationships. And so tonight we have Josephina Olarita. She's a licensed marriage and family therapist. So Josephina is a master of marriage and family therapy with a practice in California since 2005. And currently, she is a mental health clinical supervisor of a psychiatric mobile response team in Service Area 1, which is Antelope Valley. And she's also... she's had a private practice previously for 4 years, and she's a graduate of Cal State Long Beach with a master's degree in counseling. And she has been married for 41 years and has 3 grown children who are professionals in their own field. And we have Ozzie Del Fierro, who's going to be back with us. He was with us last week, and he's a widow and a father of two who is perfectly imperfect. And this show is brought to you, oh my gosh, yeah, this show is brought to you by Olivia Quido
Wow.
and
Yes.
Resume
Writer.
to the rescue. That's Johanna Kenmpski. And we have JJ Cuisine. That's Love Alvarez of JJ Cuisine. And yeah, that's like a picture of Lechon Belly right
Yun.
there. Of course, we have Formula M Creatives Inc. That's my creative and marketing services agency. And we have the HiFi Hedgehog gift shop. And of course, Mick Diaz Presents. Yay! So are you guys ready? I'm excited.
Let's get it on.
So if we have any callers, like if you have something that's been really bugging you all this time, now's the time, because we have really cool people on the show who's gonna help us and share what their thoughts are. So just call us. You can call us anonymously. You don't have to tell us who you are, where you're from, and what your name is, as long as you're 18 and over. So let's welcome Ate Josephina Olarita.
Yes,
So
Miss
hashtag
J.O.
Josie. Hashtag Josie, everybody.
Hello.
And hi. And of course, we have Ozzie Del Fierro back with us. How are you? How are you two doing?
We're good. Excited for
I
the
don't
night.
see me.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Josie, Ate Josie, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yes, hi, good evening everyone. Si Josie po ako ang inyong lingkod. Nagsasalita ng Tagalog, and which is actually one of the languages with the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health. Meron kami mga tinatawag na threshold languages. So nakakatulong kami sa mga, gusto nilang kampante sa lengguwahe nila. So nagpo-provide kami ng suporta sa mental health in the languages that the client needs. Mental health. Meron kami mga tinatawag na threshold languages. Anyway, oops, nag-echo yata. Anyway, so yun ang ginagawa namin, we're part of a unit sa Department of Mental Health na tumutulong sa mga tao na nangangailangan ng serbisyo sa kaisipan. Naku, napakalalim yata ang Tagalog ito, Pero so, kampante kayo to shoot us some questions about mental health, about relationship issues as it impede as one of the stressors, kumbaga, sa inyong mga buhay. Andito po ang inyong lingkod para makinig sa inyo ngayong gabi.
Yan po, napakinggan nyo.
Para naman ako sa Tia Deli,
Ate J.O. Mismo. Yan. Congratulations po, 41 years, ha? Kita nyo.
Yeah, and going.
And going.
Yeah. Isa lang yun, isa lang. Sa isa lang.
Isa lang yan, okay. Para malinaw kayo.
Para malinaw.
Good job.
And we have Ozzie in the background. So Ozzie, can you tell us something about yourself, please?
Yes, I've been a nurse 20 years. I work in the ER and I deal with psych and medical. Right now, I'm like a intake coordinator, so we deal a lot with psych. And what we try to do is facilitate them out of the ER. Try placements for them.
Yes. And so tonight, we're gonna try to answer your questions, right? And so yung mga nakikinig at nanonood sa atin, if any of you have burning questions about love and relationships, give us a call. 1-714-752-0587. And our lines are open.
Burning questions.
Burning questions.
Naglalagablab na katanungan.
Yes.
Bulacan ka ba, Manong?
Nakakahawa mag-Tagalog. Ang lalim eh.
Yeah. Anong tawag doon? Lumalagablab.
Lumalagablab.
Lumalagablab. Yeah.
Love, Lumalagab love. Hey.
Yeah.
Lumalagaw
Wow.
love. And so, Miss Josie, can you tell us a little bit about what you do on your like dailies?
Well, daily because I'm a clinical supervisor, so I have teams that are dispatched in the fields. So if any one of you, meron kaming access, tinatawag na hotline, crisis hotline. Pero ngayon, nadagdagan na yung serbisyo ng hotline, not only for crisis or people who wants to know about mental health, meron din kaming warm line na sinasabi. After the COVID, the last 1 year, meron kaming if you call the 800 number, right, the crisis hotline, you press I think 4 and then you'll be given to a live person which is called a warm line. Kung may mga tanong lang kayo o kaya gusto mo lang may makausap ka, like sa panahon ng COVID, hindi ako makalabas, natataranta ako, naboboard ako, gusto ko na magpakamatay or not. Pero whatever you feel, may mga tao na makikinig sa'yo at makakausap mo live. So either it's a crisis line or warm line or info line. We just want to know, well, I live, for example, in Downey, but I don't have insurance. What do I do? Kailangan ko ng tulong. Yun ang tulong na binibigay ng Department of Mental Health. And then you'll be linked to whatever appropriate clinics, or if it's a crisis at this time, then you'll be linked to teams like us. So sa Antelope Valley, kami yung sumasagot sa mga tao o mga kapamilya na nangangailangan ng tulong kung may krisis ng kanilang kasambahay. Like, o kaya tanong, alam mo itong kasambahay ko medyo nag-iiba ang behaviors, medyo kumakausap ng pinto o humahalakak ng sarili, wala namang sintomas na iba, pero natatakot kami dahil may hawak siyang kung ano man, something. So kumukonsulta ibang tao, minsan i-determine namin with further questioning whether it's meant to be assessed para matulungan naman yung tao, di ba? Ganun yun. So yun ang trabaho namin, nagre-respond kami sa mga crisis, but at the same time, nililink din namin sila sa mga resources. Hindi lang sa crisis na ma-hospital sila o matulungan, pero ano ang aftermath noon? Kailangan continuing treatment yan, hindi pwedeng isa lang. Para naman mag-function fully yung isang tao, kawawa naman, di ba? May mga episodes sila na hindi naman, kumbaga, gusto nilang matuloy yung buhay nila ng maganda, nakaka-apekto sa relationship nila, pero hindi sila makabuelo dahil nga sa mga sintomas na ito. So yun lang. And then there's no stigma in mental health. I want to emphasize that. Kahit sinong may nahihirapan sa kanilang pangkaisipan na kalusugan, kailangan naman humingi kayo ng tulong, di ba?
Ang galing ng pag-translate ng mental health pangkaisipan na kalusugan.
Kalusugan, yeah. Yeah. Actually ako, nagta-translate ako ng mga materials, or even presentations in Tagalog then. So,
wow.
alam mo naman ako, taga-UP ako nung araw, nung 19 forever. So kami yung aktivista nung araw. Kaya Tagalog talaga kami, Diyos ko. Wala akong Tagalog.
Taga-UP rin ako nun eh. Hindi tayo
ka-alma-mater pala kita.
Taga-UP ng Lata.
Okay ka kuya, no? Kinukuya kita, matanda pala ako sa'yo.
Okay lang, kaysa naman tawagin niyo akong ate.
Oh.
Diba? Pag ganun tatawagin ko, ate, kuya naman, mas matanda ka pa sa akin. Alam nga naman tawagin kitang kuya, natural ate kita. O, diba?
19 forgotten daw, kuya. 19 forgotten.
19 forgotten.
Yeah, so if any of you are out there, meron kayong mga tanong tungkol sa pag-ibig or mga relationships, or anything that's been bugging you lately or anything, like we know diba Valentine's Day na, Ozzie, like you said, like let's be positive, right? And so what are you what can you tell our viewers, like those yung mga naghahanap ng partners for Valentine's Day? Because I know there's like a singles corner and speed dating event happening soon.
Yes. At the
Any
end,
advice?
it's okay to be alone. It's okay to be single on Valentine's. To me, my advice is like who you are first. Then
Very
the
good.
people that are meant to be will gravitate to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like yourself as if you're your girlfriend or you're your boyfriend.
Mhm.
And don't be sad if you're alone because it's not forever.
Mm-hmm.
Diba?
That's true. Very good. Be
Mhm.
happy where you are or how you are.
Yes. And be grateful because it could be always worse.
Yes.
Ganon.
Yeah. True.
Ate
That
Mick,
is so true.
pakinggan mo yung
Mhm.
mga tips nila, ha? Kuya Arvin, serious na serious ka dyan.
Yeah, I know. Harbin, serious. What happened?
Huminga ka naman dyan. Hindi ka gumagalaw, para kang picture eh. Gumalaw ka naman.
Ito, gumagalaw na ako.
Yeah.
Yeah,
May mga
so-
tao- yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So someone is saying like single is peaceful, like and being alone doesn't mean you're lonely, right?
Guys, we have a
Exactly.
call. We have a call.
That's a good one.
Let's
We
go.
have a call, okay? Here we go.
Okay.
Alone doesn't mean you're lonely, right?
We have a call. We have a call.
Umeko
We
yung
have a call, okay?
ano yun?
Who has their
What's that?
phone on?
Hi.
Hello, good evening
Hi.
po.
Hi. Hello, guys. Hello, Mick. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello, you're on live.
Hello.
Welcome to our lagablab.
Lagablaban.
Hi.
Lumalagablab.
I
Ano
know.
pong-
I
ano
have a
pong
question
maitutulong?
po.
Sige po.
Do I have to go out from my live dun sa isang cellphone kasi nag-feedback?
Oh, yung pala yun.
Yes, please turn it off. Please turn it off. So, parang walang feedback.
Okay po. All right. So I have a question po. I am a mother of two. I have a 5-year-old and then I have a 3-year-old son. Kaso, of course, when you're a mom, tapos you work full-time po, and then you do some online selling job, paano mo mai-ignite yung relationship mo with your husband? Kasi I feel like sa sobrang busy, you get preoccupied with life. Wala na kaming intimate moment. So, paano ko siya mapapagtibay pa without nagmumukhang malibog? Parang ganun. Sorry for the term.
Okay lang po yun.
Okay lang.
Yeah.
You know what? You got to take accountable for what you really want and you make time.
That's true. You know, actually, kahit no matter how busy a couple is, you have to find time and let that time be meaningful. It can
Yeah.
be candid. Pwede namang candid yan na, oh, you know what? Plano tayo, labas na tayo ngayon. Walang plano-plano kasi pag nagplano tapos hindi natuloy, lalong nakakasira, no?
Disappointment.
Right.
Yeah.
So it can be a random thing. Or you can make it like, you know, at least once a month, every last Friday of the month is a date night. You have to define it. Para you have to make all the means possible para yung date night nyo matibay, matutuloy, at saka, you know, planuhin nyo talaga. Pero sometimes it's either random or scheduled. Depende. Pero you have to make time. No matter what. Kahit na yan 10 minutes na magko-holding hands lang kayo and watch a commercial on TV, it's okay. That's what you get. That's what you get. You know what I mean? Pero kung kaya nyo na isang weekend or isang hapunan o isang event na make it meaningful and you know, memorable.
Yeah. Tapos napansin ko lang kasi parang mas lalo parang napansin ko lang yung difference because yung pandemic nga. Tapos we both work in a healthcare facilities. So medyo nagdi-distance din kami sa isa't isa kasi feeling namin one of each other is carrier. Kaya ganun din. Pero paano po ba yun? Ang hirap kasi kapag dalawang anak mo tas yung isa online schooling. I don't know how to find time.
You know what, too? I'm sorry if I interrupted. You got to communicate. You have to find out where he's coming from, too. What does he want to do? Or how does he feel about that?
Ano ba yung mga dati niyong ginagawa? What else do you do together before the pandemic? Say, anything that you've done in the past that you can kind of review and say, ano magagawa natin at this time na pwede nating gawin, yung dati nating ginagawa ngayon, or a new thing, you have to explore it together. Kaya sabi nga ni Ozzie, kung anong pwede nyo at posibleng gawin at this time. It has to be a two-way communication between the two of you. Kasi mag-explore kayo, not, you keep on proposing anything that you can do together.
And it doesn't have to be lavish. It could be simple.
Yeah, true.
Sabagay. Okay po. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling.
Of course. Of course. Salamat.
So there's this one story, right? Like so like I was asked like, so where do you want to go? Where should we have a date? In the living room, in the kitchen, in the back house, in the in the backyard. That was like, like at the beginning of the pandemic, like back in March and April, so everything was just kind of like, strange, right? Because we weren't used to what we were going through at that time, like, bago pa lang yung pandemic. So, it was kind of different because everyone's really staying at home, and I was like, where do you want to go? Like in the back house, in the backyard, in the kitchen, in the living room. Where do you want to have a date? Like you want to eat out over there in the backyard? I mean, just to make it like different. I mean, that's like so mundane, right? Like those are like everyday things we don't really take advantage of. Like we take it for granted actually. But like, during the start of the pandemic, that was like the one thing I was like, oh yeah, huh? Like we can like totally decorate or whatever. I mean, just like make it more fun.
Right.
Those are like the little things I think that you can do, at home.
And alcohol helps a little.
Yeah,
yeah. Opportunities actually to be creative.
Yeah.
You're right. It makes you more adventurous in doing things that are limited. Like I know families who hang out in the backyard and set up a TV right there, or some, para manood sila doon, like a camping or something, whatever, even if you're limited to what you can do. Pero ganun talaga, we have to do with whatever is possible under the circumstances to work under certain limitations. And then have fun around it, If we always lament on, oh my God, di man na kami makalabas, oh my God, then that oh my God thing is already negative by itself because it's
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Huh?
Oh my
Totoo
God.
yun.
Yeah.
Nadamay pa si Lord. Naging negative pa.
Oo nga. Kawawa naman si Lord,
Dinamay
Hindi
pa.
naman.
In a negative way pa.
Right.
Or even just like watching Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yan.
Something
Oh,
different.
Maganda ang
Yeah.
palabas ngayon, yung second episode ng Cobra Kai. Panoorin nyo. Di ba?
Yeah.
Ano yan? Kuya?
Cobra Kai. Maganda
Cobra
yun.
Kai. Yeah.
At saka yung mga mahilig manood ng Korean dramas, ang dami sa Netflix.
Nako.
Diba?
Right.
The subtitles alone will keep you busy.
Yeah.
Ako everyday ko Cocomelon ng apo ko. Bugbog na bugbog ako sa Cocomelon.
So if anyone else wants to call us, our lines are once again open. So it's 18 and over, and you can call us anonymously. Like, don't tell us where you're from, where you're at, and what your name is. Yeah, just give us a call.
Huwag kayo mahiya.
Yeah.
Ganon.
Okay. Yeah. Kuya Ed, okay ka ba dyan?
Hindi, meron akong ka-chat kanina. She's in Kuwait. Mother of 3, malalaki ni anak niya, 2 nagtatrabaho na raw, pero 8 years na raw siyang separated. Hindi siya kasal doon sa lalaki. So, nagchat-chat lang kami gano'n. Okay, so, ano mo, meron daw nandiligaw sa kanya, gano'n. 1 year na raw. Pero nasa Pilipinas din. Ang hihirap pala niya, puro long distance love affair. Di ba?
Hirap talaga nun.
Hirap yan.
Top long distance.
Di ba? Tapos kako, why don't you try online dating? natatakot daw siya sa ganun. Baka raw ma-scam siya or what. Baka maraming nakakapakinig sa inyo dyan, ha? Baka itong mga sitwasyon nyo, ganito. O mga kaibigan nyo. So ano raw gagawin niya? Mag-antay na lang ba daw siya? She's in her 40s. So, ako yun, subukan mo yun. Ako, mayroon din naman kami mga kamag-anak. Nag-online sila. You know, try maybe different blood. Ako ganun, different texture. Sila, nakapangasawa sila ng puti. So, it's up to you kung gusto mo ibang lahi. Wag di lang Pinoy. Kasi Pinoy minsan iba kagaya nun na yung isa raw daw niyang sinubukan, nandito raw sa California. Siya nasa, Kuwait o Pilipinas. Nagsasalita raw ng masakit sa kanya na baka lang dahil gusto mong gumaang ang buhay mo sa akin, kaya gusto mong pumunta rito, ganun. May mga ganun sitwasyon no?
Yan ang uso nga ngayon yung mga online dating, pero you have to be very careful. May mga kilala din ako na, naon siya dahil it ended up na hindi maganda yung kabilang party, na ibig sabihin, maraming mga, aalamin.
Risk.
It's a risk, actually.
Yeah.
Pero meron din akong mga kaibigan na nakaswerte sila, in other words, yung Christian dating. Kasi sabi nila, at least may common ground kami, yung aming paniniwala sa Diyos. Yes. Okay, fine. So that's a good point. At saka, personal referral pa. So, ng somebody that they know of. So somebody can vouch for a person instead of somebody who's a stranger.
Right. Yeah, maganda.
So I suggest for people that, every time I'll be asked, anong magandang online dating? Sabi ko, you know what? I've heard both sides. Some are good, some are bad, but I've heard a lot of points on Christian dating, whatever your faith is, even if you're CatholicDating.com, if there is such thing like that, or Christian.com. And some, on the Muslim faith, they also have equivalent of that or something. But anyway, so there's still some common ground with faith, hoping that the other person has the moral ground rules of their faith that will keep them honest and, whatever, truthful about themselves.
So we have a question from one of our viewers. Is it wrong if someone just wants to fly solo? Like, so we all know it's Feb-ibig, it's the month of February, but is it wrong is it wrong for someone to say they just want to be single or they just want to be alone? Like, what are your thoughts? So that's the question.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually good. That means they have patience. They're waiting for the right one. Because it's when you rush, you end up picking the wrong one, and you know what happens after. You get hurt.
Did I hear that she wanted to go solo somewhere? What is it exactly?
They just want to be solo. Yeah, they want to be single.
Okay, yeah, sure. You gotta respect that, and if somebody approached them, or befriending them, and romantically being involved, then you can say, as Ozzie said, that it's okay to be solo. I mean, you can say we can be friends. I like to have a lot of friends, and we do things for fun, but I don't want to be romantically involved at the moment. Whatever you want to say, but be honest, and that's what it is.
Is she still there? Or
they're watching.
Okay, because my question was, why does she feel it's bad to be single?
Wow, ganda, reversible question. Yes.
I'm just wondering.
So tawag na kayo. Like if anyone has a question.
Tawag nyo na po kasi para maganda.
Nahihiya sila eh.
Bakit naman yan?
Kasi hindi naman namin kilala yung boses nyo. Hindi naman kami makikilala.
Yeah.
So she's saying some of her friends feel like they just cannot be alone. So what can you say about that?
Actually, it goes with our culture too. I know some elderly people, parents of the people that I know of, they'll say, oh my God, what will happen to you when you grow old?
Right.
It's like you have nobody in your life. They're so comfortable being alone, I have in my family, they say in my family, it runs to be a spinster. I have a lot of cousins who are spinsters, and my own family member, actually, my sister and my brother. But, we just tell them that they're happy where they are. So, no pressure. It doesn't mean that they grow old, they are helpless, They have a way to empower themselves to grow gracefully, to grow old gracefully. And they have taken care of whatever they need to do when they grow old. So in our culture, palaging tinatanong yan eh. Naku naman, Ihap, hindi ka pa nag-aasawa? Ano ka na? Ano ka na kapag matanda ka na? Sino mag-aalaga sa'yo? Well, come to think of it, even those who are married with children, they not expect their children to be taking care of them when they grow old, right? But minsan sa ating kultura, ganun eh. Ganun ang hinahanap pag may kausap kang maedad na sabihin sa'yo, ikaw naman, Iha, ba't di ka pa nag-aasawa? Pabihira ka.
Ganda-ganda mo pa naman. Nako,
No.
Olivia.
So, parang nape-pressure sila. And sabi sa akin, isa, Tita, kailangan ko bang i-explain ng sarili ko? Sabi ko, hayaan mo na, matanda na sila. Ganyan talaga ang, isipan nila, bayaan mo na. Basta ligaya ka sa buhay mo, ayos ka lang. Di ba? Right?
And also, think about this. Is it better to be alone or end up with someone feeling alone?
Miserable. Yes, exactly. That
Diba?
shortens your life, in fact, because you're under stress all the time.
Totoo yun.
You know?
I'd rather be
Diba?
alone than be with someone that makes you feel alone.
Exactly. Right. I've done a lot of couples counseling in my profession when I was in private practice. And the one thing that I've always been telling couples, you don't come to counseling when you have problems. You also come counseling when you're happy because you want to maintain that being happy couple. How do you maintain that? The problem is yung couples counseling lang, yung mga almost to the point of separation. Na kung magpa-file na kami ng divorce, kailangan mo namin mag-family counseling or couples counseling. So, maraming mga pag-uusapan na kailangan, kumbaga, hindi naman ako mag-save ng relationship nyo. Kayong dalawa, you have to make your own decisions. I'm just the one guiding you how to explore each other and your options. Sometimes unsavable. Sometimes couples come to me and we come to a point that, what do you want anyway? What do you two want? So it's up to them to make the decision on what they're going to do with their lives together. If they so decide to split, so be it. Then I'm your guide to how you will amicably split without any, grievance or bitterness or anything like that. Otherwise, kawawa yung pamilya nyo, kawawa mga bata. So,
Do you feel, I have a question. Do you feel it's very important to go marriage counseling before you get married? You know what I mean?
Well, sometimes it does help because it helps a third party to kind of maintain something of what are your expectations for one. What do you expect in a life together? Kasi maraming give and take yan. If you are two independent people now living together, everything, you have to work it out before marriage. So you don't foresee any problem in the future. So you have to hash it out. Sometimes, when you're already married and, oh my God, come to find out I'll be living with my in-laws and that's something that will stress me out. Then what? What did you do? What did you sign together before you even get married? These are things that you have to work out. So kumbaga, work out all the kinks if possible. Sometimes you can't work out the kinks before you even get married. Sometimes it just surfaces when you're already married. So what do? Then work it out if you want to work it out. Huh?
True.
So one of our viewers has a question. Do you agree living in before getting married?
Ozzie, sagot mo yan.
You got to consider, it's like that saying, right? For a guy, it's like, why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free? Think about that, right? But at the same time, you don't want to get married and then find out, oh my gosh, she has bad habits or whatever, right? So I think it's to each his own. It's a gamble. There's no guarantee.
Right. Well, it depends on both of you. If you're right, if you're comfortable trying it out, because when you live together, you get to know all the little details of each other's life. Yung medyas niya, nandiyan sa baba, which you hate doing because while you're very organized, the other person is so disorganized and messy. And then if the other person is able to compromise with you, it's a dance that the two have to do. When I say a dance, you as a couple have to figure out how do you work each other harmoniously. Di ba pa nagsasayaw kayo ng tango, if you know tango or you have seen a tango dance? Kung kaliwa ang paano, kaliwa ka, magkakatapakan kayo, right? You know what? you're not enjoying the dance anymore because you're stepping on each other's way. You're not following the movements. Walang synchronicity, hindi harmonious. So ganyan din ang, relationship. Pag hindi kayo sumayaw ng tama, ay mawawala kayo, di ba? Magkakagulo lang. So, it's a dance. A relationship is always a dance, if you call it like in a very, how do you call, simplistic way. Para, it's a metaphor anyway. When I say marriage is a dance, a relationship is a dance.
That's very nicely said. Yeah, so if any of you have questions, give us a call. Our lines are very open right now.
Habang wala pang tumatawag, ito pa isa. Kasi
sige.
isi-share ko to doon sa kaibigan ko eh. She's in taga Las Vegas siya. She's a housewife. Yung asawa niyang lalaki is a lawyer. Laging para yung travel dito sa California because this is where he is licensed. Okay? So financially, they're okay, right? The only question is, yun ang tinatanong niya sa akin, yung babae, ano ba ako sa buhay niya? Kasi this is my house. They were about to be divorced before, but the guy, really asked for forgiveness or whatever, so they got reconciled. So, but again, financially, yun ang doon siya nagtataka na he's only giving her a budget monthly. So to take care of their son, private school, blah, blah, blah. So in other words, walang natitira sa kanya. But she knows that the guy is spending this much money. So doon siya nagtataka. So where does he put his money? She doesn't know. Kaya ako, you need to find that out. Right?
Yeah.
Saan niya dinadala yung sweldo niya? Baka siyempre, inag-iisipan din natin yun eh. So, in a relationship kasi narinig ko din sa ibang financial advisor na you need to find out where are their sources of income kasi later on in life, yun din ang pag-uusapan nyo.
Finances is one of the major stressors in relationships.
Right. Yes.
Ba?
Yeah.
Kasi kung hindi solid ang inyong relationship, kanya-kanya kayo, walang walang, how do you call it, transparency in the relationship. Kumbaga, kaya nga yung mga celebrities, di ba, nagpi-prenup sila, para kumbaga mag-divorce sila 2 years down the road, hindi mo kukuhanin yung kita ng isa.
Right.
But in a loving relationship, the financial issues is one of the aspects which you have to hash out even before getting married.
Yeah.
Kasi, that's a key question. What happens to our income? I earn this much, you earn that much. What do we do? Do we combine our income? Do we pay our bills together? What do we do? What are our plans for the future? What are our expectations? Kumbaga, halimbawa, yung isa may bahay na, yung isa wala pa. Now, what happens when you move it together? These are little things, but big things in a relationship that matters. Kasi financial is totally one of the main stressors in a relationship.
Yun ang sabi ko sa kanya. I-share ko ngayon sa kanya to. Ako, watch the comments.
Yeah, majority of the couples don't like that.
Right. So
about that in the beginning. I'm sorry. No, I was going to say, in the beginning, couples don't really talk about the financial issue because they're all in love. You know what I mean? It's like, at the end of the day, it's like, but that is something important you want to be put out there if you want to be serious with someone.
Right.
True. No, I mean to say in the later stage, of course, getting to know each other is, it takes time, you get to know first each other's, whatever, as it evolves, as the relationship evolves. But eventually, the financial issue will surface in the relationship.
Always, yep.
If you want to get settled down together, especially at that point. That's what I meant. Yeah.
So we have another question from one of our viewers. Do you think people have to get married just because they have children together?
Okay, well,
Maybe. What do you think?
well, to me, it's up to the couple. Sometimes,
Mhm.
there are certain obligations they have for their whatever their background is. For example, sometimes, it's their religion, sometimes it's their family, sometimes it's their culture. That kind of becomes an obligation to get married. But it's their comfort level. If they want to remain
Yeah.
so unmarried, so be it. Even if they have children, it's their comfort level. Again, it's the relationship that matters. It's the
Yes.
marriage is what it provides a legal entity to the relationship. That's all it is. For some people, it's big because it meant that, okay, what happens if we divorce? Why is divorce forthcoming in the first place? Is separation forthcoming? So if there are children involved, what do you do? That kind of thing. So again, it's a decision that the couple has to make.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good point. And then, yeah, to each his own. Tama ka.
Oo. Yeah.
But in our culture, it's important because Catholic, diba?
Mm-mm.
Yes, and someone's actually saying that that always happens in the Philippines. Like, kunyari,
Mm-hmm.
may nabuntis, so gusto pakasal na kaagad, just because it's like the norm, or, that's what society tells you to do, right?
Right.
Back in the day, maybe, pero now it's different.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Now it's changing because
Yeah.
kahit na nabuntis ka, pero kung sa palagay mo, Diyos ko, magiging masaya ba ako kung ikasal ako dito sa tao na ito? Ganon. Or the consideration is, I want to have a father for my child. Then, but does it mean that it will be good for all of us, the child and the marriage itself? So, nasa sa'yo yun. Maraming mga pag-iisipan na ganon. Pero, again, I always encourage people to be self-sufficient on your own. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? No matter how, I know a lot of single mothers too who raise their own children. I don't care if I get married, she said. I have my child and I don't want to get married and I don't want that person, so I don't have to be married. Sabi niya ganun. So, again, she's empowered enough to make decisions for herself and empowered enough to support this child, so be it, right?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Mm-mm.
So, to our viewers out there, if you have any questions, you can call us 714-752-0587. Yeah, our lines are open.
Ate, I have a question for you. You know
Mm-mm.
when they say you have to be whole before you get into a relationship, right?
Mm.
When does one know they're whole?
What is whole? How do you define whole?
Whole
Not
like meaning.
HOLE, huh? Not
Oh, not the other way. No, no, no,
HOLE.
no.
What is being whole? What
Oo,
is
Whole.
oo.
yeah?
Like
Yung buo, buo.
buo.
Buo. Okay.
Yan,
Yes.
What is buo means, right?
yan.
It's how you define it. Does it mean for me to be self-sufficient, to be
Yes.
able to make decisions for myself? Does
Yes.
it mean that you know what I'm capable? I'm able to do things that I want to,
Or
and
I'm still a virgin.
right,
Yan,
or
pwede rin
I
po
can
yun
reach
eh.
out. Yes, I can reach out when I want to. I will seek help when I want to, but I'm self-sufficient. I'm whole, whatever that means, right?
There you
Ewan
go.
ko, if tama ba yung sagot na yun?
Yeah.
Yan.
That's what I
So,
wanted to point out. I mean, that's perfect.
Yeah.
so we have a question from one of our viewers. So, what do you do when you date a really nice guy in the beginning, but then a year later he starts yelling and says it's military PTSD? Do you stay and deal with him while he constantly yells and threatens to kill himself so that you can stay with him?
Wow.
That's
Wow.
a heavy question.
Yeah. Very
I
good.
have a simple answer. How much do you love the person? That's what you got to ask yourself. How much are you willing to take the burden?
There you
And
go.
can you handle it?
Because PTSD is a big deal to take
Yes.
care of.
It's a big deal.
Especially, it's not a one-time treatment. It's not an overnight success. So it takes a whole series of treatment to get this person whole, for a lack of better term. But something like, if you really love, as you said, if you really love the person and you can go being a partner to his seeking help and working on himself. But if he bribes you emotionally that, look, I'll kill myself if you leave me, that's emotional bribery. And I've heard it a million times from clients. Oh, I'll kill myself if you leave me. So if you ever leave me, it's on you. I'm dead because of you.
Wow.
What do you think the
That's
person
heavy.
should? How would you handle this? How would you handle this? Now you get stressed out. You, as the other party, was given the burden for his life, which he makes his life anyway. If you really need treatment, I will lead you to the treatment. If you make some progress, then we will see how the relationship goes. But you gotta help yourself first. I
There
am
you go.
not the person there to save you. I can only lead you, like the horse leading to the water, right? I mean, you lead the horse to the water, but you cannot make the horse drink, right? So the
You gotta
same
give them
goes.
accountability, di ba?
Exactly. Kasi okay, fine. Sometimes I'm not saying it on a blanket statement. Some of the people who needs help the most, there are what you call a learned helplessness. You see what I mean? Learned helplessness. Meaning they project themselves too helpless that everybody has to be there to help them.
Or
If you
they're
don't help,
needy.
then that's where emotional bribery comes. And for a person to be stuck in that relationship, too bad for you, right?
And so, there's a follow up question. Do you give a chance to someone who claims to have extreme PTSD but says they would do anything for you and love you?
Wow, that's a loaded question.
Yeah,
That's
why
hard.
not help themselves first?
I think if you are experiencing the difficulty with a person suffering from PTSD, you can be part of a family counseling. The person has to get individual help, individual therapy, and all the 9 yards that goes to getting help. And a family counseling can help too, or couples counseling. So at least you have a third party to help you explore the ways that you both can deal with the symptoms of this other person, how to manage the symptoms in a relationship, and all the other things that goes with the relationship. I mean, that helps a lot because at least sometimes you get stuck in it and then you get fed up with the other person's symptoms, and then the other person, if he is not very actively into treatment, then again, you know, they exhibit the same behaviors over and over again. Then who gets hurt? Both of you.
Okay, we have another question from one of our viewers. So, this person dated their investment representative, and so now he's depressed, and now he won't give them their money. They won't give them their money back or contact them about their investment. What do they do?
Lawyer.
Yes. Yeah, the person owes you money. I mean,
Right.
and don't return the money you invested. You got a contract. I hope so. You got a contract
Yeah.
with your whatever investment you give. So you can always seek help, as he said. Get a lawyer to help you deal with that.
That's why you can't mix business with pleasure.
Right. So yung mga magbi-business po diyan, business muna, get
Yes,
it
get that
black
out
and
of the
white.
way.
Black
Mm-hmm.
and white. Because later on, nagkainlaban kayo diyan, yan ang mangyayari. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
In love sa...
Bakit? It's interesting tonight. I like it. The topic is really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've gotten a lot of really interesting questions.
Ito, iba naman to.
Mm-mm.
Papers. Maraming mga single dito, di ba? So how can they get a lover na baka isipin nga naman daw nung isang party na kaya mo lang siya dahil you're seeking, papers.
Oh, that's a
That's
good
the best,
one.
Yeah,
right? Yan.
yeah.
Lalo na
That's a gamble.
lalo na may sabit pa.
Yeah.
Natural, di ba? May anak ka pa. Naku, ang
Oo.
hirap. Di ba?
Ang tawag diyan bagahe, sabi ng iba. May bagahe pa.
May bagahe pa. Di ba? So,
Ooh,
Pero
that's why kung yung kabilang side, meron din bagahe, wow, big instant family. Pero considering that na yung kabila, iisipin niya, baka ano lang ako nito dahil sa papel. Another point na naman doon.
yeah.
But
No,
if
so
you're gonna think that in the first place, why be with that person?
Mhm.
yeah.
Di ba?
So, maraming mga perspectives na dapat mong alamin kung if you have to pursue a relationship. For example, you get introduced to a person, come to find out na ganon-ganon, well, it's up to you to pursue it or not pursue it. Diba? Sa'yo yun. Alamin mo kung ano mga hidden agenda. Sabi nga ni Manong,
Right.
may hidden agenda pala yan, no? Dahil wala siyang papel, gusto niyang magganon.
Mhm.
Pero anyway, o kaya ganito. So marami. Meron namang tao na mga sincere talaga. Kaibigan sila talaga. Anong magagawa mo, di ba?
Mhm.
So they will work out the kinks no matter what kasi they love each other for all you know. Hindi mo rin masabi. Right?
Ayun.
What if nalaman nila na you know nagpakasal pala tapos yun pala for papers lang. You know, I mean like purportedly, you know, akala nila totoong pagmamahal pero hanggang
Papers
papel lang
pala.
pala. Yeah.
Right. You know, I've been watching this 90-Day Fiancé during the pandemic. Nakakatuwang manood ng mga reality TV shows ng mga
Si
ganon.
Ed, I like Ed.
It's so funny. Ang dami mga istorya di on amor na talaga namang
Istorya di on amor.
Russia, nagkita sila doon, hindi magkasundo dahil ang daming drama. Nakakatuwa dahil nakita mo yung real life stories, although it's on camera, of course, they project whatever, kung may director man doon or whatever. But you can see it's real life tragedies or happiness for some. You know, pero may mga trade-offs, ganyan nga, nasabi, ay gusto lang niya makapunta sa Amerika, kaya pinatos niya ako or something. You know? So, madaming mga ganyang istorya. Nakakatuwa yung TV show na yon. Anyway.
Yan ang reality check.
Right, yeah. And sometimes they're all cultural. You know, a person expects this, but then the other person is this.
Right.
You know, so
ganyan ang nangyari sa tunay kong ninong at ninang. That was almost 30 years ago. Si Ninong niligawan si Ninang. Both are expecting each one has papers. Nung nagkakasal na, pareho palang wala.
Ano nangyari? Di PNP sila pareho.
Pareho. Namatay ang magulang ni babae, hindi nakauwi. Ganun. See, umiyak na lang dito. How can she go home? Walang papel. See, they're expecting each one has papers.
Right.
Nung kinasal lang, nagkaanak, malaman-laman, wala palang papel pareho.
Bihira naman. Ba't hindi naman inalam nung bago pa, ano?
Wala, oo. Makaka-relate to sa mga nakikinig sa atin. Maraming mga ganyan sitwasyon.
Oo nga.
Hashtag live or hashtag replay. I like that.
Hashtag live or hashtag replay, everybody.
Yes.
And hashtag I dream. Right?
Yes.
Hashtag I
DJ. Hashtag Ate Mick. Hashtag Kuya Arvin.
Hashtag Ozzie and hashtag Josie.
Yun.
Diba? So marami talaga tayong napapag-usapan tungkol sa mga relationships, tungkol sa mga usapin ng pag-ibig, right? Kasi napapanahon, di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true. And a lot of people can relate talaga. Yung sinabi mo.
Yes. And so for everybody out there, yes, we have some time for, you know, anyone to give us a call. Our lines are open. Give us a call. Yeah, this is an 18 and over phone-in session. And once again, we want to thank our ninong who is Charles Lawrence Chamorro. Kasi idea niya itong show na to, right?
Hindi ko yan, patented yan.
Yeah, so next week, Charles is gonna be with us. Yeah, sinabi ko na, Charles, you gotta show up. You gotta show up, Charles.
Lonely.
Wow.
Yeah, and so, everybody, yeah, we still have some time for some questions. So, send your questions, magtanong lang kayo. And before anything, I just want to thank Miss Olivia Quido from Olivia Quido Skincare and Med Spa for sponsoring our shows. And also Johanna Kenmpski of Resume to the Rescue. She writes resumes for people. Yeah, so if you're applying for a job, hit her up. She writes resumes and will help you write a cover letter. And also Love Alvarez of JJ Cuisine. She makes really good lechon belly. Ooh, yeah. I've tasted the lechon belly. Is really, really good. Ito yung picture, yun, no? It's really, really good.
Oh,
I want to taste it too.
Yeah.
Marami free sample.
Yes.
And of course, the HiFi Hedgehog gift shop. That's my gift shop. We sell succulents and unique gifts. And Formula M Creative. So, Nick Diaz presents the production arm of Formula M Creatives. We're a creative and marketing services agency. And so if you need a graphic designer, a videographer, a photographer, copywriter, editor, hit us up. And of course, Mick Diaz presents, brings to you the I Dream Live 91.5 Tuesday Tips. And since it's a Tuesday tip in the month of February, we're going to talk about love, everything about love and relationships. Oh. Yeah. So,
talaga iba to eh, oh.
Hashtag aw. Yeah. So before we go, Ate Josie, do you have any tips or advices for our viewers tonight?
Well, what I can say is enjoy the moment, be with the present, meaning, enjoy the moment, whatever way it is. Ganun lang, pakasaya kayo and find joy in everything that you do and feel blessed all the time. Be grateful. That's what it is.
Yes, grateful.
Amen.
Ozzie?
Yeah, just be positive. At the end of the day, remember, it can always be worse.
Good point.
Yon.
That is so true. And so I have a reminder for everybody. I know Johanna Kenmpski is out there. So once again, she's the owner of Resume Writer to the Rescue, and she's on Instagram.com, Resume Writer to the Rescue, like to the rescue. And she writes resumes and cover letters and will help you with all of that. And she also has a Facebook and Instagram, her own website. So, Arvin, do you have any tips or advices for everybody?
Let me think. Sabi nga, stay positive. Yun lang.
Yes.
Alam, stay negative. Negative sa COVID, I guess.
Reinforcing staying positive, right?
Yeah. Sa umaga may ginagawa akong affirmation like, just to start my day. Today's gonna be a good day. I will be productive, just to start my day na positive. Yung mga affirmation ako, yung mga ganon, just to, it works naman eh.
No, it does. It really helps.
Yeah. Kasi when the bad stuff comes and you get reminded, okay, I can handle this.
Yes.
I can handle this because, I started my day good, towards the positive. So,
Mhm.
yeah. Yun lang.
And
Galing.
Kuya Ed,
Mapulot ako doon kay Kuya Arvin.
Nux. Good
yes,
one.
your daily affirmations.
Daily affirmation ako, Dear Facebook Diary. Alam mo, nakakatuwa itong Facebook na to. Nandiyan na lahat ng balita di ba?
Yeah.
You don't need to watch the news. Nandiyan na lahat International Lahat ng chismis, lahat nandiyan Kaya tinawag ko diary. Facebook Diary. Dahil alam ko maraming mga otsuchera din dyan. Di ba? People read your messages. Unknowingly or knowingly. Andyan lahat So I know people are reading my post wherever they are. Kaya naging Facebook Diary.
Yes, and I know some people are saying to stay passionate with what you do and to stay true to what you believe in.
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
So true.
Yes, and to everybody who watched this show, thank you so much. And of course, thank you so much to our special guests, Ate Josie, Olarita, and Kuya Ozzie. Kuya Ozzie Clemente Del Fierro. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. And so next week,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll have another Love Line kasi February pa rin, di ba? Next Tuesday.
Yes.
So,
Months in February. And Tuesday, Kuya Charles, Ninong Charles is gonna be joining. Yeah, so sinabi ko na, manood kayo yan. Tell your friends, tell your family. We're gonna have Charles, the founder of our SoCal Pinoys group. And of course, on Thursday, on Thursday, we have the iDream Live 91.5 podcast. We'll have 5 comedians, our Filipino-American comedians. They're actually...
Panoorin nyo to.
Yeah, these are the people who are in the comedy clubs of LA. And, a lot of them, they haven't been performing for a long time, right? For almost a year. So we're going to be seeing them on Thursday. Yeah, and yung iba dyan, merong mga YouTube channel, and some of them are quite popular. I know some of them have worked with Jokoy too. So yeah, abangan nyo yan sa Thursday. And of course, on Friday, we have the iDream Live 91.5 Jam Sessions. That's our Valentine's special. May mga
get a concert right now.
Yeah, ayan, wala. So Friday, we'll have 4 acts. So we'll have Angge, Angela Clemente Balignasa of Angge's Kitchenomics. So Angge is gonna be singing. Yeah, so she's gonna be a star on Friday. And of course we have Arvin's band, Sixth Fusion. So Arvin plays lead guitar for that band. There's 6 of them. That band's led by Gary Completo. And they're going to be performing. And we also have Jane Maganchang, who is the owner of Jane Rockstar Salon. And we've had her on the show, so this is a comeback for her. She's one of the regulars of the karaoke group. So Jane Maganchang. And of course, our headliner is Shella. It's a 4-member band. They do R&B and funk. And all of their songs are originals. And they have a single release. So that's why they're performing in our show. Meron silang single release sa Friday. Yan. So abangan nyo yan. That's gonna be a really, really good show. Yeah. So that's what's happening for this week, di ba? Punong-puno yung week natin this week.
Sir Oz.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, magandang gabi. Salamat po.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody.
Bye,
Good night. And see you on Thursday. Bye. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Okay, gotta go. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Olivia Quido is an official skincare partner of Miss USA.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in the palm. You are a statement, explode like a